Castanar. I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and I'm 21 years old. I was raised in the city of Miami, Florida. Well, I guess I could say I was raised now half, being that I'm 21 years old now, so Canada does play a big role in where I've been raised. When I was a kid, I dreamed of being a pediatrician. Because I loved kids. I loved my parents. They saw that I had kids were naturally they were naturally attracted to me. I was naturally attracted to them. But as I got older, the medicine aspect of it was like, ugh, I don't know. I didn't want to be a tour for that long, and because I didn't have the patience to that creeped me out, because you have to study everything when you're in that field. So as I got older, I still love kids, which is why I think I got into the whole writing thing, because I think it's the whole connection that I have with all age groups. So yeah, I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was a kid. I chose to write a book. I think for me personally, I think people labeled me. I guess they figured I'd be an artist or a singer or something. I guess I was labeled, but for me, I knew deep down that there was more to it. There was more to me, and the whole idea of keeping my education, because for school, people think, oh, dropping out, you're an idiot, you're not going to do that. But for school, for me, education plays a big role in who I am, and knowing for me that dropping out was for different reasons. It wasn't because I didn't love the education, because matter of fact, I wrote a book, so I really do love the whole aspect of studying and writing and just expanding the mind. But for me, it's in a different way. Everybody has their own learning process, their own learning experience, and I believe that we should all experience it. Ooh, my favorite chapter in the book. Religion and spirituality. Religion and spirituality. It's the most, I think that's where I went in the deepest, maybe, because being born in a religious home and being born in the Seventh-day Adventist church, there are all these rules, and I think I had to separate the two. I wanted people to understand that the two are separate, and the most important thing for me is honesty in the book. And so religion and spirituality is my favorite chapter, because I get to say the things and talk about the things that, sometimes those of us that are born in the church, we want to say, but we're afraid people are not going to see us. So I was like, I don't care, I'm going to be as honest. That's why you choose to be a writer, right? To be honest and to tell the truth. So I told the truth, and that's my favorite chapter in the book. The most powerful chapter in the book is the last chapter. It's my reason for writing the book, but I describe it in a very authentic way that I don't think many people would have expected. So for me, it's the most powerful chapter. Actually, the first and the last chapter are the most powerful chapters in the book. But I think the last chapter many people will appreciate. I personally did, because it's not too long, but the whole book is very short. But I wanted to be honest in it. The book is all ages. Actually, you can read it to any age group. I think. Well, obviously toddlers, these are different. That's a completely different age group. But I'm talking about adults and children who are in elementary school. It's very short. It's it's in big words. There are pictures, especially to keep people's attention going. Because we do live in a society where people's attention span is very short. So I wanted to create a way for it to be very short, straightforward, and honest and deep. And so anybody can understand it, whether you're 13 years old or whether you're 24 or 75 years old. The book is for you. 10 years from now, where do I see myself? To be honest, I just see, I've always said this, I see a billboard in the city of La District. Just when you're coming into the city, I just see a big giant billboard in the highway. But for me personally, I'm working the radio. I really bring the hip-hop sound out here, and people are like, why hip-hop, why what else am I gonna bring? That's what I represent, that's me. So I really want to create that sound, not just the sound, but the whole aura of hip-hop. We want to create that home. Everybody has their own turf in their own city and everywhere. So for me, I'm just very anxious to not just see it, but to make it happen. Like, I want to every step of the way be hands-on with the development of this city, because a lot of people underestimate the talent, the growth. And for me, I'm not even born and raised here, and there is so much potential that it's unbelievable how many people take it for granted. Oh, this question is tough, this last question. I think the most real experience was Christmas 2011 when my cousin was shot and killed. And I remember going to his burial, and I remember burying him in Philly. And I remember telling myself, I remember promising God that my life could not be in vain. That, you know, I saw, this is, you know, older people die, and, you know, we see it as, okay, they're old and they die, but when you have a young person who's shot and killed, and you're like, man, your life could just be snatched from you. What are you doing with it? You know, what are you doing with it? And for me, I didn't want to just go through life doing what everybody was doing, and I didn't want to be a robot to society, into my family, or my religion, or the world, period. So to become an authentic individual, for me, that moment, I remember specifically wanting to leave a legacy and wanting to be a real person, and not, whether I die today, tomorrow, how many years from now, that I leave something that's authentic. And so every time I look at the book, I remember it brings me right back to that moment. But it's not a sad moment anymore. It's not sad. It's more like this is life, and this is the things we have to go through in order to get to the bigger places and to understand why we're here. And so every experience matters. It's important.
That was lit.
Was it?
Yeah, that was very good.
Okay.
Very proper. But yo, let them know everything, like where to find you, let them know.
Oh, okay. The book is here. There is a link on top of my Instagram page that you can find it. It's upon Cilantro. But you guys can email Law District, email me, and you can get a copy. There is another set that is coming for those that are waiting for it. So make sure you tglawdistrictmusic@gmail.com. My Instagram is TYS305. TYS305.
It'll all be on the screen. It's all good.
There. Okay. Yeah. And my Twitter is Tarji305. I'm more active on Twitter. That's my thing right there. So make sure you guys get the book. It's only $20. So get the book. I'm excited and I'm ready.